friends. We're going to continue to read Junie B. Jones' first grader, Dumb Bunny, Chapter 8. The children ran. They ran everywhere, I tell you. They ran to and fro, and up and down and back and forth and here and there. Also, Roger ran sideways, and Lenny ran in a circle. I watched them very fascinated. Some of the children were tackling and scuffling. Sheldon went through a shrub. That's when Lucille's daddy blew his whistle again. Tweet, tweet, tweet. Everyone, come back here right now, he shouted, real mad. Everyone came back. Sheldon had a stick in his ear. He sputtered and pointed at May. She pushed me. May pushed me through the bush. May stamped her foot. No, I did not, Sheldon. I did not push you. You pushed yourself, she said. She turned and looked at the daddy. It was the darndest thing I ever saw, she said. He shoved himself right through that shrub. The daddy stood there a long time. Then he walked to the picnic bench and he sat down real slow. And he hit himself in the head. I went over and tapped on him. I would just like to point out that the bunny did not run, I said. The bunny was the only one who walked. May overheard me. That's because the bunny can't run or the bunny falls down, she called. The bunny should not get credit for that. The daddy hit himself in the head again, and I walked back to Herbert, and he looked kind of worried. The daddy is coming unglued, he said. I nodded. Yes, I said. The daddy is going to need backup, I believe. Backup is the grown-up word for when the police might need to come, possibly. And guess what? Me and Herbert were not the only ones thinking that either. 'Cause just then, Lucille's Nana hollered out real loud. Enough, she hollered. I have enough of this nonsense with you children. Then she cupped her hands around her mouth and shouted out a brand new rule. It was called, if there's no more running or fighting, I'm going to call the cops. All the children did a loud gulp. I looked at Herbert. That new rule seems a little bit harsh, I said. Only guess what else? The new rule worked, I think. Pretty soon the Nana started the egg hunt again, and this time no one ran at all. No one even walked hardly. Indeed, they all behaved like little ladies and gentlemen, and they hunted for eggs like polite. May stuck to Sheldon like glue. I tried to stick to him too, but my giant feet could not keep up that good. May kept on grouching. You're not going to get the golden egg before I do, Sheldon. Even if you know where it is, I'll still beat you to it, she said. I'm all over you, like flies on egg salad. Sheldon rolled his eyes. But I don't know where the golden egg is, May, he said. I've already told you, I don't know anything at all. I cut my mitts around my mouth. I believe, Sheldon, I believe you. That you don't know anything, I shouted. I've never thought that you've known anything at all. After that, I hurried to catch up to him, 'cause I definitely thought he knew something, of course. Sheldon turned to wait for me. Then all of a sudden, he glanced down at the ground and he did a loud gasp. I see one, he shouted. May and I turned to look. There was a bright green egg under the bushes. Sheldon clapped and laughed. Then he hurried over to pick it up. But whoosh, swoop, swoop. May ducked underneath him speedy fast, and she picked it up instead. I got it! I got it! I got it! She exclaimed. Then she put the egg in her basket and danced all around. Sheldon's face got sputtering mad. But before he could yell at her, he did a little gasp. I see one! I see one! I see one! He shouted even louder than before. Then he clapped his hands and laughed real happy. And he hurried over to pick it up. But whoosh! Swoop! Swoop! May beat him to it again. Two! Now I have two! She hollered. She jumped in the air and kicked her feet. I swooped! I swooper! I swoop! She said. She ran back to Sheldon and leaned in his face. I knew I would beat you at this game, she said. Now I have 2 eggs, and you and Junie B have... She leaned over her head into the baskets. Let's count them. 0. Ha! You have 0 eggs, and I have 2. 2 to 0. 2 to zippity zip zebo. Sheldon looked at me real upset. I frowned, my eyes at him too. Helpful hint, I said. Stop shouting. I see one, I said to Sheldon. Sheldon pointed to his magic egg shirt. But I just didn't get it, Junie B, he said. My grandpa said that the egg shirt was with me. So why isn't this magic shirt working? I looked closer at the egg dribble. Maybe it's not lucky, I said. Maybe it's just dirty. Sheldon slumped his shoulders. Then he reached down his finger and he flicked off the egg. Only, wait till you hear this. Just as he flicked it, his eyes got big and wide again. But Sheldon shouted right through my palm mitt, I see one! I see one! I see one! He shouted as I covered his mouth. Then, before he could move his feet, swoosh, whoosh, whoosh, May grabbed number 3. She twisted a happy circle around us. 3, 2, 0, 3, 2, 0, 3, 2, 0, she sang. Sheldon stood real still. Then, very slowly, he put down his basket. And he stretched out the sides of his mouth with his fingers. And he stuck his tongue out at May. That was appropriate behavior, I believe. After that, he snatched his basket up again, and he tried to rush away from May. But too bad for Sheldon, because May stayed right exactly on his heels. They were walking too fast for me to keep up. I stopped and I watched them go. Then I did a big sigh. And I walked over to the tree stump. And I sat down very glum. I hate being this dumb bunny, I said, 'cause my feet are too big, and my legs are too slow, and my paw mitts are way too clumsy. I slumped my shoulders and looked at my empty basket. Then I did another sigh. 'Cause, let's face it, the bunny was a rotten egg. All right, friends, that was chapter 8. Tune in tomorrow for chapter 9 of Junie B. First Grader Dumb Bunny by Barbara Park.